Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dream Daddy. In the last episode, we went on a date with Hugo, and we had a little bit of a quiz show type thing, I guess. And, yeah, it was fun. We also had a cheese platter, which was pretty cool. I think for this episode, we don't have a little starter like the other episodes. So let's go on a date with Brian. I pick Brian. Try to exercise regularly. I will try, Dad tip. I will not be successful, though. Hey, Daisy and I are going fishing tomorrow. Are you in or out? Oh, I have a message from Brian. Oh no, I've been dreading this day. I accidentally boasted about my abilities as a fisherman to Brian, and now he's challenging me to another dad-off. I've been doing my fishing research online, but I'm nowhere close to being an expert. Still, though, I have to accept. I type back to Brian. Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish, and my lawn could use another good mowing. That'll show him. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour I had previously forgotten existed. Man, this is going to be a rough start. Amanda comes into the room from the kitchen, eating a cheese stick by biting it off piece by piece like some kind of monster. I didn't raise you like that. What? It's called string cheese, not chompy cheese for a reason, Amanda. Aww. Did you just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique or what? No, Amanda. We have to go fishing tomorrow. Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog. How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scouts, didn't you? Nope, my stint in the Scouts was brief and purely transactional. Though I could get free cookies, but I didn't know that I had to be, like, outside and tie knots and stuff. But I have to beat Brian! Dad, let me tell you a story. Do you remember last summer how I applied for a job at that coffee shop across town? Give me a refresher. During the interview, they asked me if I knew how to work an espresso machine, and I really wanted the job, so I lied and said yes. On that first morning, there was a line out the door, and within half an hour, I severely burned my hand, and they told me to go home and never come back. I still have a scar from that. Of course I remember. What does that have to do with fishing? The burn is a metaphor, Dad. I don't get it. You can lead a horse to water. What do horses have to do with fish and burns? Dad, please. I don't get your obsession with competing against Brian. You won't understand. It's a dad thing. Please try explaining it to me. Okay, Brian's he just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposefully reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me. I have to beat him at his own game. Is that what you think is happening here? No, Amanda. Okay, good. I know that's what's happening! Alright, Pops. We should both be getting some sleep. See you in the morning? Night, Panda. Night, Amanda. I brush my teeth and throw on some pajamas. I climb into bed, set my alarm, and close my eyes. Okay, sleep. Uh-oh. Me whenever I have to go somewhere in the morning. I am wide awake. I can't help but think about the last time I went fishing, hoping that there's something I can glean from it to give me an edge over Brian. I was about 9 years old. My dad woke me up one morning and told me to get dressed and meet him downstairs. It was still dark out. I had no idea what was going on, but before I knew it, we were both alone on a freezing cold lake. I had to sit there for hours while it got hot and muggy, the air thick with bugs. I picked at mosquito bites while my dad sat in stony silence, fishing pole in one hand and beer in another. We didn't catch anything. On the long drive home, my father bought me a pack of cigarettes and didn't say a thing. Oh my gosh. That didn't help, and I think I have some repressed sadness about my father. I'll deal with that later. Oh my gosh! I'm sitting on the boat in the middle of a body of water. I can't see any land, but I know it's a lake. The water is placid and still. I'm holding a fishing pole. I don't understand why, but it feels like my life depends on catching fish right now. I cast my lure into the water and wait, and wait, and wait. My whole being is filled with hopelessness as I watch the line disappear into the depths below. You used the wrong lure. I look up and see my father, just as he looked that one cold morning, disapproving. I'm panicking now. I pull the lure up and try to grab a different one, but all of the lures in my tackle box are the exact same. I look up to my father for guidance, but he's gone. I try casting again, but I can't hold my footing. My boat tips over and I fall into the water. Sinking further and further, I see the multitudes of fish that had been lying just below the surface, all swimming around me as if to taunt me. One fish swims up to me. He has Brian's eyes! You gotta use the neutral buoyancy lure if you're gonna catch trout, buddy. I jolt awake to the sound of my alarm! Oh my gosh, you got trauma! You got trauma, Dad! It's fishing day. That would really explain the weird dream. I groggily slip on clothes and get ready. Oh boy! I spot Amanda's door half open and see her still curled up in a mountain of blankets. Walking over to her bed, I give her a tiny kiss on the forehead. Fishing day, kiddo. You ready? No. Well, you gotta get up. I can't do this without you. Also, stop sleeping in your clothes. Amanda pulls her comforter over her head. Never. Amanda, I'll get up in a minute. Alright, Brian should be here in 20, so you better not just go back to sleep. Amanda sticks her hand through the blanket to wave me away. I leave her room and make myself some coffee, and another cup with lots of cream and sugar for Amanda whenever she gets up. Amanda eventually wanders in and chugs her coffee while I do word jumbles. I hear the doorbell ring. It must be Brian. Oh boy. Still rubbing our eyes, we walk outside to see Brian. He's decked out in fishing gear. Daisy's falling asleep next to him. Early bird gets the worm, buddy. You ready to fish? I was born ready. My eyes narrow in on Brian. It's a good day to die. Hop in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started. I walk over to the driver's side of the door and open it. Woof, woof! Brian's dog immediately hops into the driver's seat, wagging his tail furiously. He's so cute. Can I see your license, sir? Maxwell, let Mystic sit. Maxwell obediently hops into the back to cuddle with Daisy. Amanda settles in next to Maxwell and Daisy and immediately falls asleep. You ready for an adventure? I'm ready for glory. I'm ready to win! I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio as I watch the trees pass by. So where exactly are we headed? It's about an hour north of here. A little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anybody else knows about it. I brought everything we need so that we can catch some trout, have a nice little fire, and enjoy the nature. My fishing pole's in the shop. Getting it tuned up. Do you maybe have an extra I could borrow? Of course! It's probably not as nice as it sounds yours is, though. Right. I am digging a hole here! I stare out at the forest lining the highway. The sun is just barely over the horizon, scattering dusty pink light throughout the trees. For a split second, I spot a deer grazing on the side of the road before it leaps back into the brush. After a nice, quiet drive, Brian eventually tells me to pull off the highway and onto a dirt road. The car bumps along until we reach a clearing that opens up to a magnificent lake. Well, here we are! Yay! I step out of the car and help Brian unload our gear as Maxwell runs around us, barking. The kids wake up and wander to the shore, where Daisy tries to teach Amanda how to skip rocks. Brian and I carry the tackle boxes and cooler down to the edge of the lake, where he has his canoe waiting. Oh great, it's still in one piece. Hold on, help me out with Maxwell. I help Brian place a tiny dog-sized life vest onto Maxwell. Woof woof! Alright, your turn. Brian hands me a lime green life vest. Maybe if I fall in, you'll save me. I can swim, thanks. No thanks. I think Brian will like this. If I fall in, I'm counting on you to rescue me. Suit yourself. Oh, he liked it. Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks. You kids want fish? Aww. I'm good with just throwing rocks into the water. Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gusto. Yeah, take that, water! Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them. Is that what we're doing? Daisy, don't you want fish? I think catching fish is kind of inhumane. We're gonna explore the woods and look at bugs and stuff. Alright, be safe. Don't go too far. Brian pulls the life vest around himself and we throw all of our equipment into the canoe. Maxwell happily jumps in and takes his place, looking out over the front of the boat. I get into the canoe as Brian shoves off. We paddle together to get ourselves in the middle of the lake. It's so pretty. Most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had to get... Oh, wait, Brian's talking! Whoops. Most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had to get you up so early. Yeah, I know. That's pretty common fisherman knowledge, after all. Fisherman knowledge that I am knowledgeable about. Still a gambling man? You know it. Let's see who can catch more fish. You can catch more than one? Sounds easy enough to me. What's on the line? Besides all the fish I'm gonna catch, obviously. I was thinking something a little more high stakes than mowing the lawn. Custody of our children? More than that. Let's say, if I win, I get your weed whacker. The Whackmaster 2000? That's a limited edition! But, if you win, you get my pole saw, the Reach and Cut 3000. The cordless version? That's the one. Shit, the Reach and Cut 3000 is state of the art. My weed whacker is a prized possession, but there are those hard to reach branches at the back of the yard that I've been begging for a pruning. You're on. We shake on it. I suddenly remember that I don't know how to fish. My foolish fatherly pride will one day be my undoing. I watch as Brian ties a lure and does some stuff I can't quite follow with his fishing pole. He casts into the lake. Oh boy, now I have to do that. I stare down at the tackle box and at the pole in my hand. Put some bait on the hook and salt the fish. Stretch before physical activity. Put some bait on the hook. He loves it! I fish a worm into the styrofoam container Brian just bought. It's slippery, but I think I can get onto the hook if I just focus. Oh god, I'm bleeding! Oh god, the blood's everywhere! The worm is not in the hook. Need some help? No, I meant to do that. The blood attracts the fish. They can smell it up to a mile away, you know. I think that's sharks. No, it's definitely fish. Now what? Perform fish mating call. Tie a knot or something. Meditate. Tie a knot or something. I take my pole and try to tie an elaborate-looking knot to impress Brian. The classic hunter's bend. I learned that one in my youth. Yep, this one isn't coming apart anytime soon. With this knot, I will cast my heavenly line upon the unsuspecting water and deliver onto us a bountiful harvest. I look over to Brian. He doesn't seem to be paying attention. Let's cast this sucker. I pull my rod back and launch the lure as hard as I can. Whoa. And the lure flies off. Oh no! Off the line and sails far, far away, landing in the lake with a loud sploosh. Sorry, I judged the wind speed wrong. The cold air drives the pressure down. Go ahead and take my pole. I know it's hard switching to a new pole you're not used to. I'll fix up another lure. Brian hands me his pole with a smile, and I just sit there, feeling like an idiot. Oh man, he's so nice. Oh, fishing around here is easy. They all group up. All you gotta do is line up the same species and reel them in. I need to match 3 of the same species, huh? I can't tell which fish is which. I'm gonna look at this a little bit beforehand.
Match that fish.
Oh, match that fish. Okay. Match. 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 What am I doing? Huh? Careful, they're slippery. Huh? What am I doing? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh boy. Oh boy, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh no. Oh! Oh, I did something. Oh, I know what I'm doing now. I know what I'm doing now. Okay, I understand. I understand. I understand. Sorry for my loud clicking. If you can hear it, you probably can. Ah! Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oops. 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 Brian, what are you telling me? What are you telling me? That's a smallmouth bass. You got that wrong. That's what he's telling me. That's what he's telling me. I'm glad I figured out how to do it, but it's kind of hard.
Nice, man.
Kind of hard telling the difference between these fish a little bit. But I got it. I got it. Okay, put that down here. Nice fish. No, put this here. I don't want to lose my streak. I'm going pretty good. I had a rough beginning, but I'm doing it now.
Now you're fishing.
Now you're fishing?
Nice catch.
Nice catch. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah, that was a nice one. No, panic, 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 panic. Where's the matches? Where's the matches? Oh my gosh. That one. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard. They are really similar.
Nice catch.
Ooh, this is a nice mini game though. This is pretty cool. Where the fish? Where the fish? Where can I match the fish? Oh no! Oh no! What did I get? S! Nice! Good work! Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Wow, this is way tougher than I thought. I look over to Brian, who's smiling and obviously enjoying his time out here on the lake. I will crush him! Suddenly, the fishing pole jumps in my hand. I reflexively tug upwards. I think I got something big! The tip of the pole dips down repeatedly and the line starts to run. Reel it in! I finally get the fish right up next to the boat. It's a long, beautiful rainbow trout. Brian hands me a net. It's all yours. I lean down and notice that my hands are shaking with excitement. This fish is bigger than all the ones Brian's caught. The pole saw is mine. What? That pole saw is mine. The entire canoe tips over with me. I find myself sinking into the lake. I should have taken the life vest. Oh no, all of a sudden I'm embraced under the water and pulled into Brian's arms. Whoa, I'm finally dragged upwards, sputtering water. All of the gear floats on the surface. Maxwell doggy paddles around us in circles, having a great time.
I know about that.
I'm glad Maxwell's good. You alright? Does that count as one? Well, seeing as all of our fish are now swimming safely back in the lake, I guess so. Brian laughs. Let's get you to shore. Brian and I flip the canoe back over and fill it with our now soaking wet gear. We row back to shore with Maxwell in tow. Once we get to the beach, Maxwell darts off into the woods. Oh no! Brian takes off his shirt. Dots of lake water glisten in the sun across his strong back. Man, all that general contracting must have built that guy like an ox. Oh, I hope he doesn't notice me staring. I'm gonna get the fire going so we can dry off. Wanna hand me yours? Yes. Okay. I reluctantly take off my own shirt and toss it to Brian. I suddenly wish I had done more sit-ups in my life, or any sit-ups at all, really. Another thing you've bested me in, stupid sexy Brian. Oh my god. You might as well fry that shirt up. Seems this is the only lunch we'll have.
Hey.
The day's young. We can fish from the shore. Once Brian gets the fire going, I sit and try to dry off my pants. Brian sets a couple of lures by the water's edge. We're probably gonna have to put the kibosh in the competition for now. Until another day. My stomach growls.
I don't know.
You hungry? Oh, I'm fine. Brian reaches into his cargo shorts and pulls out a few granola bars. I have a small child. I'm flushed with snacks. Brian joins me by the fire and I accept the cargo short granola. And now we're back to waiting. Where did the girls get off to? Shouldn't they be back by now? I wouldn't worry about that too much. They're a couple of smart kids. That's what I'm worried about. They're too smart. They probably established a small rural government by this point and installed themselves as leaders. I take a look around at the sun cresting the tree line, casting the entire lake in a warm golden glow. The forest seems to be coming alive now. Birds chirp in the distance. Wow, nature is beautiful. A mosquito bites me. I slap my neck and curse. Nature sucks. Here you go, bud. Brian hands me a bottle of bug spray. I begrudgingly take it and douse myself. I've always hated how this stuff smells. Really? I've always kind of liked it. Reminds me of being outside. Maybe you and I have different sentiments on the outdoors. Maxwell comes bounding up to me, a huge stick in his mouth. He drops it at my feet and looks at me expectantly. Throw the stick towards the woods, fake out throw, break the stick in half. Whoa, I am not doing that. I'm gonna throw the stick towards the woods. Yeah! I hurl the stick as hard as I can towards the tree line. Maxwell bolts after it, running as fast as his stubby little legs can carry him. Which, consequently, is not very fast. It's very cute, though. Nice throw, Mystic. I turn away so he can't see me blush. Whoa, Maxwell brings the stick back to me, clearly proud of himself. Good boy, Maxwell. You're a very good and speedy boy. You're the world champ of fetch. It's time for the pets. What's the plan? But pets never fail. Scratch behind his ear, rub that belly. Oh, I want to rub the belly! Maxwell rolls over and lets me rub his belly. He wiggles on the grass, clearly loving it. I feel like a bit of a third wheel here. Where's my belly rubs? Haha. Ha. Whoa! I'm so flustered I can barely say anything. I just focus on petting Maxwell and hope Brian doesn't notice how much I'm sweating. While I'm playing with Maxwell, fish begin routinely pulling on Brian's lines. I watch Brian effortlessly fillet a fish, squeezing a bit of lemon on them and frying them up in a cast iron pan. Before we know it, we have a feast fit for a couple of shirtless dudes. You know, I was afraid that option was going to go wrong because nothing happened, but Amanda and Daisy emerged from the woods looking totally unscathed. Wow, Dad Bod Patrol, I'm gonna have to issue you both a citation and demand to put both of your shirts back on. They're a children present. Brian tosses me my now dry shirt. I pull it over my head, thankful that I will no longer be distracted by Brian and his pecs. Where have you guys been? Studying entomology. What? We were playing with bugs. I expected you guys to be more covered in, like, mud and stuff. Daisy looks offended. Who do you take me for? A child? Amanda puts a hand on Daisy's shoulder. Right. She's like, I am a child. We take a seat around the fire and Brian serves us all generous piles of fish on paper plates. It's absolutely delicious. Why does he have to be good at everything? Fish taste okay? Daisy and Amanda both nod furiously, mouths full of fish. It's incredible. I've never had fish this good. Yeah, it's great. Old Harding family recipe. Why are your pants wet? Well, Amanda, we were out there on the lake and then I accidentally tipped over the boat. Brian! Don't worry, all the gear flowed to the surface, so we didn't lose anything. Right, Mystic? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I can't believe he just covered for me. Gosh, he even out-humbles me. He's trying to beat me at everything, including my world-famous sense of humility. Nah, he's just nice. We finish our fish and end up playing catch with Maxwell for a little while before we decide to head out. After cleaning up the camp, we pack the station wagon and let Maxwell into the back seat. The poor pup falls asleep in a cuddle puddle with Amanda and Daisy. They've had a long day. Been an ordeal today, bud. Let me drive you guys home. I want to prove that I'm the most awake dad on the block, but yeah, I'm beat. Fine. Fine. As we drive away, I take one last look at the lake disappearing behind us and smile. I rest my head against the window and the low rumble of the dirt road beneath us lulls me into a peaceful sleep. Aww. Hey, sleepyhead. I open my eyes and realize that I had dozed off in the car. I self-consciously wipe a bit of drool off of my chin. Oh, hey, I was resting my eyes. Classic dad move. Just in case we suddenly have to jump into any sort of conflict, so I'm super awake for it. And ready to fight. With my strong arms. It's all good. You earned some rest, buddy. Thanks for coming out with us today. I had a lot of fun with you. Thanks for inviting us. I also had fun, actually. Glad to hear it. Take it easy, yeah? You too. Take it the easiest. Brian chuckles to himself as he unloads the car. Amanda and I get inside and immediately collapse onto the couch. Long day. Yep. I was so close to that pole saw. Pole saw? Yeah, Brian and I were competing to see who could catch the most fish and... Ugh, stop! Why do you care so much? Manda Panda, just look at the guy. He's so obviously got my number and he's rubbing my face in it. Dad, I love you, but you're kinda dumb sometimes. Dumb? Or clearly the superior dad. You know what? I don't have any of the energy required to properly unpack your weird fixation on asserting your masculinity. I'm going to bed. Night. Amanda slides off the couch and face down onto the floor. I am a tired slug. Amanda, the floor is disgusting. I don't care. Well, night, honey. Night, Pops. Ah, she's so sweet. Date complete. We got S, right? We got everything, like, perfect. We did really, really good on this date with Brian. I'm surprised.
What an amazing date!
What an amazing date, he says. He loved it. Yay! That's so nice. Oh! It's a beautiful night and the air smells so fresh, so I decided to take a long... What? It's a beautiful night and the air smells so fresh, so I decided to take the long way home. I casually stroll through the neighborhood, taking in the sights and sounds of the suburban city with a low crime rate and wide, walkable sidewalks at night. As I approach the bar, I hear the patrons inside cheering. Oh, I bet the game is on. I wonder if my team is playing tonight. A drop of water hits my head, and now it's lots of drops of water. It's pouring rain. Maybe I should wait this out inside. I order a beer from the bar and settle in. It turns out that my team isn't playing tonight, but I can certainly enjoy the game regardless. The bar is unusually crowded, and the feeling of camaraderie over a shared love for the game makes me smile. Sports are nice. I look over into the corner and spot none other than Mary, sitting alone at the corner, nursing a cocktail. Something about her seems different this time. Now that she's by herself and not hanging off of some younger guy, she looks kinda sad. She looks up and half-heartedly raises her glass to me before staring off into middle distance. Say hi, keep watching the game. I'll say hi. I decide to go say hello. I walk over to her booth. She doesn't look up. Is seat taken? She still doesn't look up. I take a seat anyways, and she finally notices me.
Hey.
Hey, cowboy. You okay? You alright? Never better. She hiccups. Guess she's a little far gone.
Ah.
Tears start welling up in her eyes. You are not okay. Oh. Will you walk a gal home? Sure. I mean, I can do that. Sure. I slide out of the booth. Seems like Mary's having some trouble getting up. I reach out a hand to help her, but she waves me away.
Hey.
I got it. She clearly does not got it. You know what? Hang out here for a second. I walk over to the bartender and pay Mary's tab. Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I live in Mary's cul-de-sac. I'm just making sure she gets home safe tonight. I know you. Yeah, it's nothing weird, just... She usually has one of the bar staff walk her home, but I trust you. She doesn't, like, go home with... Don't really want to say it. One of the guys she meets. Nah? Ain't her thing. Okay, well that's good. Huh. I head back to the booth. Mary stumbles out of the seat and directly into my arms. Let's go, Mary. It's still raining a little bit. I take my coat off and hold it over Mary's head. Such a gentleman. Let's get you home. Mary and I walk in silence up the street towards the cul-de-sac. I have no idea what to say to her, for fear that she might hit on me. Or not. What did the bartender mean by ain't her thing? Sorry to have you see me all like this. I'm usually not. I know Joseph doesn't like it when I... just... sorry. That's alright. I'm sorry if I'm ever mean to you. It's... alright. No, it's not. I know it's not. I'm having a really... Forget it. Okay. As we get to the cul-de-sac, I can feel Mary starting to slow down. By the time we arrive at the doorstep, she pulls away from me. Wait. Can we just... hold on? What's wrong?
Hey.
How about another drink? Old time's sake? Come on, Mary, it's bedtime. Mary looks me up and down, giving me a half smile.
Huh?
You're right. She pulls me in close for a hug, holding on to me for a little longer than feels appropriate. She mumbles into my chest.
Hey.
You're a good kid. Thanks for the company. Mary gives me a pat on the back, straightens her sweater, and walks the rest of the way to the front door herself. Thanks, Mary. Huh. That was an interesting scene. I didn't expect that.
You've got dads.
Huh. Well, that was a good date with Brian and an interesting scene with Mary. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. In the next episode, we get to pick between Craig, Matt, Robert, Joseph, and Damien for the second date. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to, you can like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want, and I will see you in the next episode of Dream Daddy. Bye-bye!